The question is, well, we'll start with you, Chef Michael. Do you expect any surprise teams?
Yeah, absolutely. I was listening to the tail end of the Premier League breakdown with Flash and Martin, and I'm expecting the Wolves to make some noise in the Europa League. I like them sitting down there at 26. I like the way they play, I like their pace. I think they can keep things pretty tight in the back and not let in too many goals. And I expect them to make a deep run. I like them down there at 26.
Oh, I like that. What are your thoughts, Alex, on Wolves? We were talking about Wolves. Flash has a good thinks that they could end up in the top 6 this year. Martin disagrees, but what are your thoughts on their champion Europa League run?
Yeah, I don't expect Wolves in Europa League so much because as Martin specified in the Premier League rundown, they are playing in 2 competitions in the same time. Their bench is not very good. I think that they will struggle in both competitions. They will put a target, let's perform better here, and like normally how the Premier League teams did also last year, also 2 years ago in Europa League, they played with their second team. Let's say they rested many of their key players in their their Europa League matches. I think that this is how the Wolf will react also. But yeah, there is value on them. Probably they will pass the group stage, and you can cash out in the knockout stages depending on their opponent. But let's not forget one very, very, very important thing. From the Champions League, the third teams in the group stage, the third teams that will finish in the group stage, will qualify in the Europa League knockout stages. So it's important to know that teams like Porto, like Atalanta, like Bayer Leverkusen, PSV, Leipzig, Valencia, Ajax, Dortmund might finish third in their group and come in Europa League, the knockout stages at the beginning of the next summer. So that's why I'm saying that we have an interesting market here. Who will win Europa League next year? And first of all, we have like that. Any Champions League team. That means the third place is coming from Champions League, and the price is 4.0. Of course, we have Manchester United also at 6.5. Arsenal at 9. I don't think that Arsenal will win it this season. But I think that 4.0 for any team coming from the Champions League, from the third place there, I think that at 4.0 it's a good set of odds.
Yeah. No, I've got to agree with that. Chef Michael, what do you think of that rundown there with going for any Champions League team priced at 4?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I took that also earlier in the week when it first came out. I mean, you got to remember, Liverpool almost was in danger of not qualifying in their group last season. I mean, if a team like Liverpool drops down in the Europa League, I mean, they're going to destroy every Europa League team that's standing at that point. So absolutely, if a huge Champions League team stumbles up and doesn't qualify in their group and drops down to Europa, that's a phenomenal price at 4 for any Champions League team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also because the winner of the Europa League has a direct spot in the Champions League for the next season. So, like Michael said, we will absolutely, definitely see an upset or two from the big clubs not going in the Champions League knockout stages and finishing third in their group. So we will see them destroying everything because, again, I'm coming back saying that Manchester United and Arsenal will focus on the Premier League. They will play with their reserves, with their second team, let's say, resting some of their most important key players. After that, we have a team like Sevilla, who is very, very active on the transfer market window. And they are priced at 17 with Bet365. They have huge experience in Europa League. So that's a price to take also.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't see either Eintracht Frankfurt, let's say, for a better team here. What else we have? Lazio at 15, Roma at 21, but Roma will struggle badly this season, also in Serie A. So I don't see them pulling off the upset and winning the trophy. Gladbach at 26, I don't see them either. Remember, Gladbach did a great first half to their season in Bundesliga, but after that they failed to maintain their Champions League position there. So that's how I approach it. Any Champions League team at 4, and after that maybe Sevilla at 17.
Yeah, completely agree with you, actually. A very nice price at Sevilla, and certainly that sort of cash out option as well if you move in. Manchester United 6.5. Obviously, it's always good to sort of realise or focus on, because obviously Manchester United had a very poor league season, Premier League season, and so it's like, where will their focus be? And it's always something to think about, I think, you know, when betting Europa League. I definitely like that, any Champions League team there. As far as futures, obviously Alex gave Sevilla. Chef Michael, do you have any sort of long odd futures as well that you would be looking at the very least to cash out as the competition got going?
No, I think it's pretty wide open. I mean, I like the Sevilla look. I don't think Roma's going to make any noise. I mean, they rely too much on Dzeko to score goals, so I'm having a hard time seeing where the goals are going to come from Roma. And even a team like Eintracht Frankfurt, you know, I mean, they're taking a big hit on the transfer market. They're losing some key guys, and you know, there's not too many teams further down than that you could even look at. United's got their own problems. I don't see them. I think they're going to focus on Premier League, and Arsenal is, you know, they just failed to address any of their needs on that back line. So I don't see them, you know, doing pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely on the any Champions League team, and I like the Sevilla look. And I wouldn't even sleep on a team like Getafe. You know, they're obviously not going to do too much in La Liga with Barcelona and Real Madrid ahead of them, but you know, they might focus their efforts on Europa League and make a deep run. I like them down there at 21. I got. It might be worth a look.
Yeah, a very good point, and sort of echoing as well what I was saying about Manchester United. Which teams are focused on Europa League and which teams are not? I really like that point you said about Getafe, yeah.
The issue is that we don't have many markets for Europa League still. We just have the winners market, who will win, and name the semi-finalists, you know. So that's a bad thing because we don't have top scorer, we don't have each way, we don't have many markets that we can focus now. But later in the season, of course, we will have plenty of value bets coming on. Every Monday, I believe, we will have a Champions League and the Europa League round down when we have that specific week going on. So it will be a full show on odds market with Martin, Flash, Chef Michael, and myself, of course, Natalie, hosting it as always. Great stuff there. But yeah, I think that the problem with the bookies right now, they don't know what to expect from. Also, we have also the qualification round right now going on. And we have some interesting teams that might catch the Europa League group stage spot. That they might represent a value. So we will do another futures show when we will see the group stages fixed and everything from the two competition, and we will name our best spots there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we always do updated futures, don't we? I'm sure we'll be back around Christmas, taking a look as well at the leagues.